everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Whitney, and today I am back at it again with some better quality. I am here today because I got another email for a writer's scope. Guys, if you don't know what that is, you send to my email. It's on the screen, any advice that you need, and I give you whatever advice that I have for you. This is a purpose to give you a different perspective on what you're going through, to give someone who doesn't know you personally, and to help you out with whatever advice that you're going through. Now, I say this in every single video, my words are not the law, okay? I'm just giving you my different perspective and hopefully potentially help you out with whatever you're going through. So now that all that's out the way, and I keep everyone anonymous unless said otherwise, okay? So now that's out the way, I'm gonna put the what am I doing? I'm putting the email on the screen and we're gonna get started. I don't know why it's getting dark. I can put my glasses on. Maybe I should use my ring light. I didn't wanna. Okay, so your channel is really entertaining and I especially like the writer scope videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate your email today. I guess the purpose of my email is not only to get some advice, but to gather perspective from someone who I feel can express themselves well. Thank you. I'll try to make my story as brief as possible. I'm 22 years old and I have been dealing with lung disease and heart problems since I was 9. I've been on oxygen and a lot of different medications, including many IVs. It certainly hasn't been the life I would choose, and I've missed a lot of school among other things. I'm pretty much known as the little sick girl. Earlier this year I took a terrible turn for the worse, but fortunately I got a second chance when I received a bilateral lung transplant that saved my life. It was a very difficult recovery, but I was supported by family and friends who were just awesome. I've been told that the average survival rate is 6 years and I have to take immunosuppressive drugs for the rest of my life. I'm so thankful to be alive, but now that the initial euphoria has worn off, reality is setting in. Although I definitely plan on living more than 6 years, the future frightens me and I'm having problems setting goals. I realize that I'm a very fortunate person, but I still can't help but think, why me? I feel an emptiness that's hard to explain to the people that I love. Thank you for reading this and God bless. Okay, all right. So first I want to start off by saying that you sound like you are a very strong and devoted person. And I like that you said God bless, because now I'm about to get a tad bit spiritual on you. I see a lot of course, first I just want to say this, start off, you sound like a very strong individual and you just sound like someone who has a hell of a story behind them, right? You're only 22 years old and you've been sick since you've been 9. Like, I can only imagine what you're going through. Literally, I can only imagine like the pain and the different surgeries and just overall, I can only imagine. I've never experienced anything like that. So you writing to me today, thank you for writing to me today. First off, I want to say, and I'm going to be as clear and hopefully transparent as I possibly can, and I hope that you can, understand where I'm coming from, for one, and also I hope that I'm helping you with your journey, right? So now that the euphoria is kind of wearing off and you're like, thank God I got a bilateral lung transplant, that adds 6 years onto my life. But I plan on living more than that, but reality is setting in. That part, I want to kind of stop you there, right? Reality is that we're going to speak things into existence. For one, we are going to say, I am going to live as long as God allows me. I am going to live longer than 6 years because my God is my doctor, right? Like, even though the doctors are telling you that, the survival rate is 6 years, okay, like, fine, all right, I got 6 more years to bother the hell out of all of you guys. But guess what? My God is my doctor. Towards the end of your email, I see doubt, and it's just, I'm not saying that that's not normal. Of course, that's 1000% normal. Of course, we're going to have doubt. Of course, you're saying, thank you, God, that I get to see another day. But, I want to see more. Like, am I really only subjected to only 6 years? I want you to know that that's one, not only is that completely normal, and I completely understand where you're coming from with that, I want you to see beyond that. Right? Like, you're already seeing beyond that. So what am I talking about, right? Like, you already said, I plan to live longer than that. I want to tell you, I have a lot to tell you, okay? But for one, I want to tell you that it is completely natural, 1000% natural to feel what you're feeling. Like there are many different situations where everyone is kind of like, why me? Like for example, like if there's a death in a family, like why did they have to die, or why me? Or like why if like it's someone gets multiple rejections to like a program or something like that, it's very discouraging, right? I'm not trying to compare, whoa, I am not trying to compare like your experience to something like that, right? But with these different why me's, right? Like even though it's not as severe or as like what you're going through, there's many different situations where someone feels why me. So I don't want you to feel like this is not completely natural, nor is it you know, completely detrimental like to yourself, right? I of course don't want you to think why me. I want you to move forward, right? Like I want you to keep that same euphoric feeling. And for one, I want you, every time you feel doubt in any way or shape or form, I want you to come back to this video and hopefully be encouraged, right? Like I want you to be able to use this video as a reminder to keep your head up every time you feel doubt. Like I want you to come here and remember that you are not only like, am I here for you, but like you are a living testimony. God is here for you, right? Like God is your doctor. Like I don't want you to look at that 6 years and think that those 6 years are going to become you. I don't want them to become you, right? Like I don't want you to focus on that time limit and think that that's all that you have, because we have seen, you have seen that that is not all that you have. You are a living testimony. And when I say that you are a living testimony, I'm saying that like I don't want you to lose your faith, you know, that you had from the very beginning. And you know, God is only showing you the blessings that he has shown you throughout his life. He has shown you that he like has, you are literally blessed 1010%, right? And honestly, we just live our lives. I keep on looking at your email, I'm sorry. But we live our lives according to him, right? Like we live our lives and only God can give us a time limit, to be quite honest. Of course, no one wants to have the time limit on our lives at all. Like nobody wants to have that. And I know that if I had that on myself as well, I'd be looking at that 6 years like, okay, 6 years. What can I do in 6 years? What can I accomplish in 6 years? But at the same time, I don't want you to keep that sort of mantra in your head. I want you to take that 6 years and be like, okay, and toss it to the side, right? Like that is not going to become you. You are not going to let that define you. You have to ask yourself sooner or later, right? Like, do you want to spend this time thinking about all the goals that you can accomplish within this time limit, like what you could do, what you could have done, what could happen? Or do you just want to spend your time enjoying your life, right? Like, because if you're spending your time just thinking about all the times you could have done something, all the things you should be doing, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying? Like you are eliminating that time to where you can just be enjoying life, enjoying your you know, blessings at this moment. You could already be experiencing the joys of life and still getting your body right for another blessing, another miracle. I really don't want you to spend your time worrying when you can be enjoying your life. And if you want to set goals, set your goals, girl, and don't let them be like certain goals that don't exceed 6 years. Have those goals be 10-year plan, 15-year plan, do whatever you want. Have whatever goals you want, girl. And I know that you're going to achieve them 1000%. It's very counterproductive to be thinking like, I don't want you, the reason why I mentioned, you know, don't set goals that only, you know, fit within the 6 years. Don't do that at all, because it's counterproductive. It's not helping you think that you're going to live longer. It's actually like hurting, you know, yourself and your goals. And basically it will create different doubts if you're saying like, okay, I'm going to have this goal be 3 years, 4 years, not to exceed 6 years, right? That's very detrimental to you and yourself. And I want you to think big. I want you to think broad. You yourself said that you want to live past 6 years. And I believe 1000% that you have the capability to do so. And the God that we follow will definitely, you know, take into account that everything that you want into life. And I don't think, based off of God's plan, I believe that he will do anything that will be the best for you in any way, shape, or form possible. It's very counterproductive to think that of all the things that you could be doing or all the time that has been wasted, because like I said, by doing that, you're not doing anything. You're not moving. You're not, you know, enjoying your life because you're too busy worrying. I don't want you to worry. With this new blessing, with this new, you know, testimony that you have, not even new, but just with this new second chance at life, I want you to move, girl. Like I want you to be anything that you aspire to be. Maybe inspire other people. Tell your story. I don't know what you want to do in life, but I know 1000% that you are going to achieve anything that you put your mind to, no matter what you have going on in your life. You have this time. You are breathing. Make goals that exceed 6 years. Speak things into existence. I know I said that already, but that is very powerful. The power of words, my God. Like it's just speak things into existence. I will live longer than 6 years. I will live for my God. God is my doctor, okay? And I know for sure that the future frightens you. You know, like I'm saying here, like I'm not going through what you're going through at all, and the future frightens me as well. And it's just I keep on wanting to stress to you that everything that you're thinking is normal, it's natural, okay? I want you to live as if, you know, this is not a limit onto you, okay? Because it's not, right? Like I keep on saying, God is your doctor. So I want you to move. I want you to create different goals for yourself. I want you to achieve all of those goals. Like I'm right here for you. Keep coming back to this video if you feel like you have any sort of doubts, because I want you to keep that same euphoric feeling that you had from the very beginning, like that you were so excited to get that bilateral transplant, I believe it was called. And even with all of that, like, of course, it's going to be hard to maintain that without having doubts, right? Like, I think it's very strong that you are here and that you're sending me this email and you're sharing your story with me. Thank you so much for this. But also, I want you to know that whenever you feel any sort of doubt or anything like that, you can come back to this video and remind yourself who you are. You are a child of God. God is your doctor. You have this blessing, and I just want you to prepare yourself for the many different miracles that are going to happen. You are the epitome of miracles and blessings, that they still happen, that they still occur, that God is still living, and that He is applying, you know, whatever it is that He can, whatever love that He has for anyone that is out here. If you want to go on a cruise, girl, go on a cruise, okay? Never forget your faith, okay? Like I just said, you are a living testimony that miracles are still here. You are strong. You're a living testimony that blessings still occur, girl. Like, I just gotta read it again for myself. I hope that I've helped in getting you moving forward and getting you feeling, you know, more encouraged to continue forward and to set your goals. I guess maybe let me focus on this one sentence that I see here, right? The future frightens me and I'm having problems setting goals. All right, for setting goals more specifically, I don't want you to look at these goals and say that you're never going to achieve them. I believe that you're going to achieve everything, like I said, that you put your mind to, right? And that you pray for. I want you to pray for your goals. Setting your goals, I believe that, I don't know what you have already achieved, but I believe that you can make goals step by step. That's what I make. I make goals. This is sort of advice for making goals and getting started, right? So the way that I get started is that I make goals like semester by semester, because, you know, I've been in school for a long time. I'm going to be in school for a long time. And with that, I like to make them as semester to semester, because if I don't, then I start losing track of myself and I end up not achieving those goals. Like if I say by the end of this year, I'm going to have, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I don't know. Then I start losing sight and I start being like, oh, well, I have time to do those goals, right? And then all of a sudden it's December and I've only gained 5 pounds, right? So that sort of thing, I kind of, for me, myself, I make it up in semester by semester. So like, by the first semester, it's 4 months. Then the next semester, 4 months. Then the next semester, 4 months. What do I want to achieve throughout the whole year? And by that, you start to notice that you're achieving a lot more goals in a short amount of time than you would have if you just had them by year or by 5-year plan, right? And so even though I do have 5-year plans, I do have 10-year plans, I kind of break them up into different semesters. So that way it's like I'm still working at myself, still working in school and stuff like that, and I'm achieving all these goals without even realizing, right? So last semester my goal was to achieve a 4.0. Now I aim high and I did miss, but my GPA was a 3.67. So like I did very well for myself, right? And I was 3 point whatever points off, but I'm still happy that I aimed high and I in some way, shape or form hit, because, you know, I worked my butt off. Girl, I had statistics last semester and I made an A in that class. I am so happy. You know, like, even though I didn't make a 4.0, I still did something, right? I didn't allow the time that I had to consume me, or I didn't say, you know, I don't have enough time to do this, that, and a third. All I did was move. And I want you to know that moving, speaking things into the existing, and knowing the man, I don't want to call him a man, but knowing the being that you have, that, like, as your support system, like, we serve a mighty God. And I know I keep on playing off of this because you said God bless at the end of that. What if you're not even spiritual and I'm talking about God this whole time? If you are potentially, I feel like you wouldn't have said God bless if you weren't. But anyways, if you're potentially not spiritual, just know that you have a support system with you, and know that this advice applies to you regardless on if you're spiritual or not. Honestly, this advice applies because I want you to know that you have a support system. You are going to accomplish everything and anything that you put your mind to. Do not allow that time limit to become you. And I want you to know that doubt is normal. Come back to this video whenever you feel any sort of doubt. And also, keep me updated. I keep on repeating myself, I know, but I just want you to know that you have a support system. You are not alone, okay, girl? Listen, you are not alone. Let's continue forward. Hit me up, send me another email talking about what goals you want to accomplish. Maybe I'll make another video if you want me to make another video on how to set forward with these different goals, right? And so even if not, whatever, you know, we can just email back and forth and I can tell you how to get started. Again, like how I get started is breaking up my goals semester by semester, 4 months at a time, because there's 12 months in a year. And my God, you are so strong. You are incredibly strong. Thank you for emailing me today. I hope that I have given you everything, or, you know, I've encouraged you at least to get started. Please come back to this video whenever you feel any sort of doubt. Just know that I got you. Send me an email. Guys, leave it down in the comments below. Give her some inspirational quotes. Give her some inspirational, you know, whatever. Let her know different messages that she can continue forward. So as we're closing out this video, don't forget, Writer's Scope is a segment where you send to me whatever advice that you need, you know, for whatever that you're going through. Again, my word is not the law. However, I do hope to give a different perspective on whatever problems that you're going through, and I do hope to help everyone in any way that I can, even if it is just one person. I hope that I helped you today, girl. I'm keeping you anonymous. And don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you never miss when I post a new video. Listen, like, if you got anything from this video, move. Don't think about no time limit. Move. All right, don't forget, my name is Whitney, and I'll see you next week.